you're becoming a woman of a certain age when the word reinvention starts showing up in every ad, every headline, tailored just for you. Reinvention has become a kind of religion. Entire industries are built on telling us to start over, make over, glow up, level up. There's always another version of you to chase. But no one talks about how exhausting that is, especially in midlife, after the caregiving, the careers, the quiet betrayals, the big and small goodbyes. The last thing some of us want is another job to do, another self to sculpt. First, it was the mommy makeover, because God forbid you look like someone who brought life into the world. And now, it's reinvention. New face, new mindset, new skin, new everything. Because let's be honest, reinvention wouldn't be so bad if it didn't almost always mean reinventing your body. The word itself has been hijacked. It's no longer about becoming fuller inside. It's about becoming smaller, tighter, smoother outside. When did personal growth become a euphemism for erasing the evidence that we've lived? And it's especially targeted at women in midlife, offering tweaks, lifts, injections, all under the guise of reinventing yourself. Recently, I saw a TikTok from a doctor advertising a procedure called Labia Puffing. It's exactly what it sounds like, an injection to plump the labia, marketed specifically to midlife women. Because aging skin needs volume, the ad said, because confidence can be restored. This isn't about shaming personal choices. Every woman deserves autonomy over her body. But let's not pretend that reinvention culture isn't preying on our insecurities either. Somewhere along the line, even our most intimate parts are deemed unworthy of aging. Even there, we're told, you're not enough unless you do something about it. And that's where reinvention becomes performance, not power. We're sold the story that to be relevant, lovable, desirable, or successful, we must erase the evidence that we've lived, not just from our resumes, but from our faces, thighs, hands, and now our most intimate parts. When did personal evolution become so tangled with physical correction? Let me be clear, this isn't about judging anyone's choice to seek cosmetic procedures. But what does it say about a culture that pathologizes natural aging down to your genitals? We're not just being invited to grow, we're being told to erase, to repackage, to perform a kind of femininity that stays forever pre-approved and post-pubescent. Reinvention is often sold as liberation, but it can be a more palatable way to keep women hustling for worthiness, to keep us buying fixes for a problem we never actually had. Here's the truth. No one profits from telling you. You don't always need to become someone new. You might just need to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. This isn't about refusing growth. It's about rooting growth in memory, not marketing, in wholeness, not hustle. Ask yourself, what made you feel most alive at 8 or 18 or 28 before the titles, the roles, the people-pleasing took hold? Maybe you don't need reinvention. Maybe you need return. Return to your voice. Return to your boundaries. Return to your joy. Not the loud kind, but the private, quiet, deeply personal kind. When you take the time to ask whether you need reinvention or a return, you give yourself permission to show up on your own terms. Because for many of us, it's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about remembering how we like it to turn. So what does that look like? Not in theory, not in a Pinterest quote, but in a quiet, real life, Tuesday afternoon kind of way. This is what it looks like. It looks like 1, reclaiming your definition of self. Stop letting the world define what glow up means to you. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's boundaries. Maybe it's silence or laughter that doesn't apologize for being too loud. You are not a before version of yourself. This is not a waiting room. You don't owe anyone a future body in exchange for being seen, touched, or loved. Take care of your body because you want to feel strong, energetic, and lit up, not to qualify for love. Make your own best self. Checklist. 2. Follow the crumbs of curiosity. Not everything has to be monetized. What fascinated you before you were told to make it a brand? Go there without needing to post about it. Follow the thread, not the trend. It's so important to create from a space of this brings me joy versus this could be the next big thing. Create for your own pleasure, for your eyes only. 3. Choose subtraction and quiet the noise. You don't need to add more affirmations, more habits, more goals. Sometimes the most radical thing you can do is let go of the lie, the role, the version of you that no longer fits. You don't need another self-help book or to subscribe to another podcast. If you give yourself the space and grace needed to hear what your body is telling you, you will realize you have everything you need to live your version of life well lived. 4, remember your body is not a project. The world will keep telling you to fix yourself, but there is nothing more defiant, more sacred than saying, this version of me gets to exist as is. Because the goalpost keeps moving. Today, it's nip, lift, tuck, puff. Tomorrow, it'll be freeze, pull, erase. And the day after that, it'll be something even more absurd, packaged in the language of empowerment, but rooted in the fear of being not enough. And if you keep running after that finish line, you'll spend your whole life mid-transformation, never quite arriving, never quite enough. At some point, you have to ask, who benefits when you are always almost, but not quite okay with yourself? Because it's not self-care if it's built on self-rejection. And it's not empowerment if it starts from the belief that you have to become less you to be more palatable.